Hello, Ceaseless Challengers, this is Crimson, and you're watching some Dark Souls. Now we pick up where we left off after defeating the Bed of Chaos and getting our third Bequeathed Lord Soul that we can put on the Lord Vessel in order to challenge the great Lord Gwyn in his undeadliness and such. So now, we're going to head to the Catacombs where the great Lord Nito resides, so let's get to that. And I'd like to take this moment to mention something about From Software's idea of balance. So, notice that I'm not wearing Havel's ring and I'm in some light armor. I still have a decent amount of poise with these two pieces of Havel's gear, and I'm wearing the Ring of Favor and Protection, which increases your equipment load still, your max equipment load, so I can have more gear and still be at half of my weight, which I'm just there. And so, in order to get to a fourth of this weight, that would be about 18.5-ish, think of it around that, and this sword that I'm so happy about using weighs 10. The shield, that's light, weighs 3. So that means I would have 6 weight that I could use for armor to still have a fourth weight. And that's with 22 endurance. And normally, before, the Ninja Flippin' Ring, as the Darkwood Grain Ring, would allow you to Ninja Flip at half weight, but they patched it and balanced it to work at 1/4 weight only. That's just a little pet peeve of mine, but it bugs me a lot. I mean, it really feels like they were concerned quite a bit for the PvP balance that they patched in with the Prepare to Die edition, and not the PvE balance that, well, is what sold the game. But even though a knight could be rolling around happily in heavy armor doing ninja flips is a little weird, I would just be happy if they didn't change things like that on me. Just something that, you get the PC version, you're trying to visit the old console days, and all of a sudden you put your ninja flipping ring on and you're not flipping. You're like, huh? But I had more endurance now than I had then. This is the Catacombs, by the way. I'll stop whining. So we have exploding things and skeletons, like to hide around corners. So, one thing I notice is that these skeletons died when they normally don't. Hello face. I don't have to worry about that. So, didn't you notice that killed him? Let's switch to something that won't kill him. Now that may seem odd that I'm saying this now, but let's see if we can get one to say hi. Excuse me, skeletons? Skeletons. There we go. So, notice that we just stabbed them and they died, right? Right? Notice that I'm not getting souls and I can keep doing damage to them. They just build right back up. No matter how many times you kill them, they stand right back up again. Unless you have a sword that does holy damage. So I have to have this weapon out. He goes down. You hear that nice noise? They stay down, breaking to pieces. So, hey, jerk, I killed you with this thing. Get back here. There we go. She's being a little weird. So another thing, so while normally they don't die, there is another way to kill them. If you don't have a holy weapon, other way for these to run fast is you find these fellows, and you kill them. And killing those guys allows you to kill the skeletons without them respawning. And of course, that lantern holder fellow himself won't respawn. And of course you have a very weird bonfire right here. But we'll have a rest and immediately get back up and move on with our lives. But just take a moment to enjoy this wall. This lovely, lovely bug-covered wall. So we're running into these lovely catacombs full of dead people. So we opened the door right here. This is why we run into that side passage. A lovely view of all this. We have our fireball caster ran over there that lets us kill skeletons, and his skeletons that don't respawn, because we have a holy sword. So, gotta be very careful in here with these skeletons of variable respawning. Those guys also shoot fireballs, by the way. The caster people. And of course my powerful greatsword with its holy damage will knock those guys over. Also, shortcut for later, if you do die a bit. Although I'd recommend turning the bridge before attempting the shortcut. He's running. He's scared. What a chicken. It's like he's upset that I'm killing his unkillable skeletons. Yeah, bugs everywhere. You just expect me to go adventuring in this? You know, can I get to clean the place out a bit, get rid of some of the dust and bones? Yay, there's a special halberd type weapon. Likes to hide in this room. I suppose it's worth showing off since it is, I believe, the only place to get it. I don't think you can buy this one. It's a halberd with a hard beak-like protrusion. Inflicts thrust damage. Instead of thrusting like a spear, the wielder aims to club the head, aims to club the head with the hard thing. Yeah, you swing it kind of wildly. Is the point of this thing? And well, apparently it's larger than my character is, with the way I'm flopping around as I swing it. But it's like a hammer spear with a spinny attack. Alright, enough of that. We got skeletons to kill. So, if you don't want to go through the trouble of making this sword and getting your stats up to use it, as Stora's great sword that we got at the end of the last video in the Valley of Drakes is a good one to use. Only requires 14 faith, or you could enchant a weapon to be divine, using the divine ember that you get after defeating the moonlight butterfly and give to Andrai. And that's how you get through the catacombs, really. Or you could be a scrub and have no idea what you're getting yourself into and head to the catacombs like at the start of the game, basically, and get stuck thinking you have to restart the game entirely because you're stuck in here infinitely because you don't have the Lord Vessel or anything to teleport out. But hey, you know, just an open-ended game where you can choose where you go. That's a good thing. So that's a lovely, lovely thing. By the way, you don't want to get close to these statues. They have traps. Fine, skeleton, you can fall if you want to. I don't even care. I don't even care. Although I don't think that's going to kill you dead. Statues. Shoot spikes, by the way. Yeah, I think that guy that fell is tied to a different one of those fire caster lantern people. Oh, Patches, you're not here. Oh well. I didn't want you anyway, Patches. I can see another bonfire hiding in there. Oh, I can't get to. But that one's just hiding by the next lever. As we did our running attack there. And everything's going to stay dead because of our divine damage. And there's our caster fellow. 2 little skeletons guarding him. I thought he needs it with his fiery doom lantern. But we can just tear him to pieces. Now, well, you see that little line there? That's a hidden area that you can fall into and explore. And we're not going to just yet. There's more we want to do in this level. And that ends up putting you back at the start if you follow it around. But there are some nifty pieces of loot in there. This guy is clinging to a statue that stabbed him. Very upset about it. But now we have a soul. Thank you for your soul, sir. So, these skeletons like to come out in pretty good-sized groups, and since they're not standing around, they like to sneak up on you. Hard to tell how many there are. When they throw traps at you too. You can block them, but they don't do too much damage, and we're in a okay set of armor. You can hit these guys before they're completely formed, if you want to. Kick you. Ah, loser. And he dived on his own. So this guy's hiding down here. So you can make sure all those skeletons die. Here's another hidden pathway we'll be talking about, as you can see that item there. Now we're going to push this lever. Although, wouldn't it be more of a button than a lever if you push it? And here, as you can tell by that item, is another hidden area that we fall down to, but that would be very hard to get back up from once we go do that. So we still have some more exploring to do on these upper levels. So we'll do that. And now that we've pulled that lever, pulled it, pushed it, we can try out this area. It has a ball of death that leads to nowhere. Yes, you could go down to that spot if you wanted. I don't think it is death, no illusionary walls or anything. Just to taunt you and make you die. But here, very suspicious. If we can actually hit it, I'm gonna get you, wall. That's right, illusionary wall leading to that bonfire we spotted through the wall. As opposed to people like me who have been running down here at the start of the game where they didn't have a holy weapon, were entirely unprepared and died a bunch. And from here we can climb this ladder. Yeah, Patches, is it? Oddly. Maybe I didn't talk to the religious group enough. Oh well. But that will spin that bridge. And if Patches was here, he'd spin it back as soon as we were on top of it. And say no hard feelings. But he's not there. So he didn't. Aha. That is actually where I want to go. What am I thinking? Okay, so there's a lot of very important items down there that I'd like to get. So you get there by falling off this edge, then make a nice roll down here. You can find the Great Scythe, which isn't the most amazing weapon, but it counts as a scythe. 300 bleed, EB scaling 1414, strength dex, halberd type slash, weapon with a long curved blade, converted from a wheat harvesting tool. That magnificent sharp curved blade instills fear in opponents. Perhaps it is their survival instinct at work. So it's a full-on scythe. You want to be a scythe wielder. Again, its attacks are very odd. You can be very pokey or wide. Either way, it's not very strong, but cool, I suppose. And you have this other area, as we saw one up higher. Yes, for thanks, game. I'll have to put you right here, which is another neat area. I didn't quite want to go do yet. But that's how you get your scythe. You know, skeleton guys, you can deal with your own stuff for now. I got places to be. All right. Can't deal with you right now. So these are the fellows I'd like to say hi to. Ow. Skeletons parry, by the way. They want to be a bit cautious with them. Unless they're really strong. So as you can tell, not even really an illusionary wall there. You just roll right into it. So this area that we came back from is right past this wall on the bridge that we spinned by our fire. So here, going down, you got a wall to roll through. And as you can tell from all those arrows, there's a lot of skeletons that like to hang out here. More important than the skeletons, you see that fire. That's right, one of the caster fellows likes to hide in this area. More important than the caster fellow are the skeletons. And we could climb up to using these ladders. You know what, let's see if we can get up and say hi. I'm tired of you, skeleton. I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna make you dead forever. So aside from killing the skeleton, there's not a whole lot of reason to be on either side. Guess you could roll back down if you so desired. But these are ladders you can climb. More importantly, however, in this hallway, guarded by this fellow, this large fellow who's easily torn to pieces by our awesome weapon, is this item by this peculiar statue. The Dark Moon Seance Ring, I think. That ring grants additional attunement slots, but more importantly, the Dark Sun Gwendolyn is the only remaining deity in Anor Londo. His followers are few, but their tasks are of vital importance. That is going to be used to allow us access to a peculiar boss when we go around to it. So, make sure you nab this one. The boss's soul makes a decent catalyst and an impressive bow. It's high on magic damage. Good old boss soul weapons. And here's this guy who ran away. Not surprising me. You still alive, guy? Not anymore. So down here is back into that cave that we entered this place from, but there's another place up here we can check. All the way up. Just one long ominous ladder, as the orange soap message suggests. Nice statues, very conspicuous. We find Miracle, Tranquil Walk of Peace, which we have to check on this part, way at the bottom. Outland Miracle, foreign to the way of the white, slows all walking within area effect. This miracle is normally used to flee as it slows walking, but does not affect attacks, but nevertheless defies peace perfectly. Properly? Normally used to flee. So yeah, there's that miracle. And we get all the way back up here, near where we first entered this area. Now, and I suppose I could get poked by these guys for a little bit, since they like to roll at me. And I want to find that hole that I avoided walking into, which I believe is right through here. Show off the rest of the loot from that place. Ow, I ran out of stamina. Even with my Chloranthy ring and brass crest shield. But down here, a lovely fall. Oh, and crystal lizards, which are easy to kill with this sword. Just use the first swing, wait for your reset, swing again. Got Twinkling Titanite and White Titanite chunk. I believe we actually lost another one because the way we ran in, but oh well. Oh well. If we really want to hunt crystal lizards and get all upgrades done, there's lots of places to do it. Just gotta make sure you know where all the slab locations are. Otherwise, nothing else really here. You just fall down through this area, where we spot that bonfire with a rock. So, we're gonna warp a whole 2 feet to get back at that bonfire. Hey, past me, I'm here now. Aha! So let me think. I believe there's only one item I am not using that I could be using for stamina regeneration, which is an important stat. Do I have a scythe? Scythes are good. Can use it for stabbing things. Hey guys, how's things? Good. So from this area up here, you have 2 options. The brave option is to walk off this edge right here and fall and get that item and be standing in a very precarious position. Or, I guess we'll handle these guys in a second. Anyone else coming? You coming, guy? Oh, we'll ignore him. So in this dark, spooky catacombs full of dead bodies, or skeletons at least, we have another one of these guys. So you can just kill with a bow and arrow from around this corner, which I'd recommend, because they have so much health and do so much damage. But this one isn't quite as ridiculous as the one in Lost Izalith. As you can tell, I'm doing more damage, but still has a ton of health and is sitting in a very tight quarters. I really don't like these guys. Oh, there's skeleton hit following me. Again, you want to be extra careful of those leap attacks that can hit you multiple times. So you always want to keep enough stamina to dodge. He only hit me twice with that one, that's not so bad. Ah, and he jumped away. Thank you. So he's going to do his nice wide swings. That even could hit me with his tail. Oh, and his stabby thing. That thing will likely kill you instantly, because it's like the grab attacks of many enemies. I want to be careful of that jump again. Whoop. Ow. See, the swings are very wide. Very wide. Which makes them hard to avoid in these cramped corners. There we go. So every time you kill one of those, you get some Demon Titanite. It is important to note. And what he is guarding is Eyes of Death. So another important thing here is that he is also guarding... Is it this one? No? I think it is, but I don't think I can use it right now. Or is it another one that I'm just not seeing? Ah, it's this one. You can nestle in this coffin after you sit in it a bit. Well, I guess I'll go for it, since I'm in the Dragon Covenant right now, and I'm not going to bother with that to get the Dragon Body Stone. So that would require farming. This one will just require a purchase. I guess I'll show off what those items I just got do. Or I'll just sit here. You do have to wait a little bit as your helmet clips. Just imagine if I was wearing the Xanathos helmet. Can't change my gear, else I would put it on. They get funny lighting effects. There we go. So, you know, just chill in a coffin. Why not? There's always an option. Just, you know what I feel like doing right now? I'm gonna find an open casket. Just have a nice lay down. Huh. Who would have guessed something like that would have happened? Just laying in a casket. Someone closes on you. And you can't do anything because it's heavy and stone. That doesn't seem very practical. But we get a nice sneak peek at the area of Gravelord Nito. This is where I'll be fighting him shortly. In the Tomb of the Giants. You can splish splash around. Whee. And we can say hi to him. Hey, Sarcophagus Gravelord. So we can join his covenant. Abandoning our Dragon Covenant at no penalty. We can still use our Dragon Head. All fine, and he'll give us the Gravelord Sword in the Miracle Gravelord Sword Dance. And you offer him Eyes of Death to raise your status in the Covenant. So let's check out that sword. Gravelord Sword. Here's its stats. 24 strength, 13 dex. Pretty good E-scaling, fortunately, but does have poison, or I believe toxic. Well, sword wielded only by servants of Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead, created from the bones of the fallen. The miasma of death exudes from the sword. A veritable toxin to any living being. So this is actually a pretty neat weapon. It has very curved sword animations and fun stabbies. It isn't too hard to wield. Putah! Putah! Alright. So with that, I am going to go ahead and end my video here. Thank you so much for watching. And my hat is off to you.